Okay, if you've ever had a leaking swivel, today we're going to show you the ins and outs of how to fix it. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is we've got to get the hose off. You'll have these tools readily available, but put them away and actually use these two. So it's a 19 and 11/16. You can put one on there, other one on there, and then you can get them undone properly, like so, and then it'll come undone easily. So once you've undone both of those, then you can take your hose off, give it a bit of a wiggle, and then you'll be able to get that off. There we go, that's off. And then we've got to get this circlip off. So for the circlip, I use a flat blade screwdriver, something that kind of fits in there, and I try not to, I just fold it open like that, and then try not to lose it in the grass. And then once that's off, then you can grab your swivel and just pull it straight out. So once your swivel is straight out, you can have a look inside and see if you can see, which it looks like inside there you can see it's a little bit damaged. That's probably why it was leaking. So that's okay, we're going to fix that up. So next step will be clean your shaft, give it a good clean, get the grease off it. If you do have some Scotch-Brite, you can give it a bit of a Scotch-Brite clean up, and then give it a wipe down again. Make sure that your circlip ring groove is clear. And now we'll move on to doing this one. Okay, so we've got the swivel out now. We're going to get the seals out. There's two seals inside here. If you've got a vise, it definitely makes life a lot easier. What I try to do is let's get that out of the way so you can see. I try and poke one seal and push it forward, and then grab the other one in from behind and then lever it out. So you can see that was damaged, that one, that's probably why it was leaking. And then the other one, if we can push it forward and then get in underneath the other one and lever it out. If all goes well, that's an easy exercise. Sometimes that's very difficult to do. Then you're left with a lot of debris inside here, which you want to clear out, because if you don't clear that out, then it's going to make it harder to get the next seals in. So if you do have an air compressor, safety glasses on, and give it a bit of a blowout. We'll get that one out of the other side. If we can get that little fella out that's in there. Get the other pick. There we go, that's out. So that's the round one, that one was broken, so just remember that when you're putting them back in as well. So that one's out. Little bit of a blow. That's the mini reel repair kit, which you can buy. So when you've got one of those, so we'll open that up. So you'll see it comes with a new circlip. It comes with two flat washers or O-rings, and it comes with two normal O-rings. So the normal O-rings, they go in first. What I find is if you put your little finger in the back, you can kind of get it in its home as you feed it in. So the round one goes in first, just remember that. Get it in its home. See the little finger can push around, that's the first one. Turn it over, let's do the other side. Little finger in the back. Push it in, feed it round. Get it in its home properly. Okay, there we go, that's in. Okay, then you have these flat washers. You've got to be really careful you don't damage these, so you might want to just get a bit of heat into them with your fingers. This will help soften them up a little bit. What I find is the best way to do this is you kind of fold them like that, and then you put them in, use your little finger again, put them in, like that and get it so it's sitting in its home. And then I get a flat blade screwdriver, get it in there, and then you try and push that out and then get it sitting in its home. Action. And so what we do now is I kind of try and push it in and then use the flat section to kind of make sure that's going in, but I don't want it to kink, and if the bottom lifts then I need to push that bottom around again, because it should be a pretty much perfect. See, it's levering out that way, so I might take it out of the vise so I can actually see what's going on, and I will try and lever this. Oops, sorry. Come back to home. There we go. And now push and get that around and push. Okay, so you can see, push that in flat and then really feed it in, get it into its home, because this has got to go back on that spindle, and if you've got a bit of a bump there it's going to be hard to get in. So now we'll do the other side. Back in the vise, get a bit of heat. Fold it in on itself, little finger through. Get that in its home, feed the top, take it out of the vise, push it home, feed it back around the outside and get the last bit. The last bit home. Now we can use a little bit of grease or Vaseline in there. Okay, we're going to put this back on now. I've already put a bit of Vaseline in there. You can put it on the shaft as well if you want. Make sure that the swivel's on the right way. You don't want to put it back on this way. Put your clip on and then realise that your hose is the wrong way. Goes that way, back onto there. So it can be a bit hard to get on. Twist it in, make sure it's straight, and then push it so it clicks all the way through. You should have your thing exposed. And what I usually do is get your circlip. Your circlip's actually got a front side and a back side, so when they stamp them out they're a little bit curved on one side, so put it in the right way. Now you can use your multi-grips. I usually get under there and just go down with the top of the pliers like so, and then once it's in you can get your screwdriver and just give it a bit of a just make sure it's actually sitting in that groove there, that's all. So you just want to make sure it's sitting in the groove, not out. So I'm pretty sure that is. Yep, so it is. Hose back on. So where we're going to live with the hose, we're going to live about there. Grab the right size spanners. You don't need any thread tape or Loctite on this fitting, and just do that back up. Just tight is fine, and now we'll give it a final test and make sure that it doesn't leak. Okay, so we're testing now for leaks. No leaks there. That's a pass.